Alright, I really felt like doing a video. Um, it's been a while, for one. Um, and two, I feel like it's needed. I know that I'm looking crazy as far as my hair. I need my hair done. Um, but I wanted to show myself in a very natural, unfiltered way. And I just left work not too long ago. And the likelihood of me going to a protest is very high. Just yesterday, and I made a post about this. I had just got off work, and I had worked out earlier that day, so my legs was not my legs, but my feet really wasn't having it. I was limping. Right now, even now, that foot that was bothering me is swollen. But all of a sudden, I saw like approximately 150, maybe 100 people protesting down one of the major streets in Denton University. And immediately, without a second thought, I just parked my car in the next establishment that was accessible to me, and then locked my car and went off to go protest. And 3-4 hours later, I went to my car and it was still there. So I really want to shout out to the place that allowed me to keep my car there just out of nowhere, because I saw people in the building and paid them no mind. I mean, they probably saw the impulsive response I had to seeing the protesters by how I pulled in and jumped out my car and proceeded to silence his compliance, or Black Lives Matter, so all the wonderful things that we protest. And I just want to say this, that I had an economics professor from Nigeria in my junior college. Shout out to Northlake College. And he used to say something that I think a lot of you guys have heard. It's a phrase. He say the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. When talking about whatever. He was a person, and shout out to Professor Uzo from Nigeria, economics professor at Northlake College. And sorry, but please let me drink to moisturize my lips and my throat. He used to say, because he's a guy of results, and he's a part of the Enactus organization, and y'all who know, y'all who don't. But shout out even to the Enactus group. What a wonderful organization that is. It fosters and centralizes entrepreneur efforts. That's what it promotes. And students. So very great. And it's international. So very great organization. Shout out to them. But because of that, they have this organizational structure where their input, you look at your input and you look at your output, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. That's that. So he was a guy that, the proof is in the pudding. Like, you have to see a result. Like, you have to acknowledge the manifestation. You can have faith. You can believe in things that are not seen to bring forth things that will be. That's cool and dandy. But it is important, and it is important to consider the actuality of reality in that moment to create what you want in the future. You can't ignore the reality of a situation, and the proof is in the pudding. Alright, so with that said, I just want to say this. It took a long time to get to that. I'm so sorry. But I just want to say this. If you are any person predominantly white in America, but it can be of all races. Because from what I have seen, racism does not discriminate itself. Meaning there are racist blacks against whites. There's obviously racist whites against blacks. There's Chinese. There's Mexicans. Predominantly toward the black. But in any case, there's also the vice versa effect. The thing is that it's prevalent. So you see these protests. You see these protests, and just a couple days ago, maybe a week ago, not even a week, it was only in partial of the states of America, but it had expanded into other countries. But now we see that the protests are being held in all 50 states. And the historical language of America has not changed. Like, we know that, well documented through the experience of blacks, through research and documented articles, books, blah blah blah, that racism has been a thing in America. So if you are of any race, and you say, when you hear that Black Lives Matter, and your response is all lives matter, or if you are in a thinking where, well, I trust the police, generally they're good, and you're not acknowledging the systematic implications and historical association with racism to police brutality today, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and all the countless others. Like, what I'm saying, if you're a person in today's age, 2020, and you look back at these things, and you deny what's going on right now, you think that you're focused more on the looters, you're focused more on the damage of property than the damage of black people. Like you're not, if your focus is not the injustice done to people of my color, or even lighter shade, but as long as they're of this color, dark chocolate, and you deny what's going on, you're doing it, either one, on ignorance, because I believe that there are some people who if they was taught right, they would do right. And confronting traditional or ideas that you've been raised on, confronting those that now do not agree with your spirit, and looking at that and changing it is hard, man. Because it's like an addiction. To break from a habit or addiction is hard. You see? But, and I get that. I respect that. I get it. But to my white people who are in that, or any racist person, that's what I'm saying. It can be anybody. It can be any. There's blacks. There's a public figure. I'm not going to say her name because I want to talk to her. Let me get my finger out the way. I'm sorry. I want to talk to her and really understand. I hear about what people have said that she said. I've heard a little bit of her videos, but I haven't taking into account a totality of a video. So I really don't want to judge off that. But there is a such thing as a person of a certain race hating their own race. So even to those, if you can, even to those people, you can look at what's going on right now and not attune to the gravity of what is being the result of oppression, systematic oppression, and the physical oppression of police. Either one, you are in denial, which I consider racism a form of mental illness. It is. Come on, man. Like, the logic, people make no sense. They make no sense. Alright, and so either one, you're in denial, which is also a mental condition. A negative mental addition. And or ignorance. Or you're choosing to neglect it. So those are the three things. This whole video was just for those three things. So if you are, if you're looking at these protests and you're looking at what's going on, and you're thinking, oh, all lives matter, when clearly some people don't feel that way, and it's expressed through statistical data, then and systematical data. All these people being freed from prison, and they wasn't guilty. And even my own personal experience in the similar situation is that innocent but treated guilty type thing. Yeah, so either one, you're in denial, which is a mental condition. Two, let me pull it up. Two, what did I say? There's the denial. And then there's the ignorance. You just ignorant. You don't have the knowledge, the adequate knowledge, and which is no excuse. You gotta educate yourself. We're in the age of Google. We are in the age of mass information, accessibility. So ignorance is not an issue. If you realize your ignorance, go educate yourself. And the third, you just don't care. You just don't care. So that's the three things that I see, that if you are a person and you're viewing today's age, the protests, the everything that's going on, and you have this type of language, this type of rhetoric, all lives matter, oh, those darn looters, it's a cover-up. It's a cover-up. And I would like to say this in my nappy hair. Black is beautiful. But I would like to say this, that, because I'm speaking out to, because even though I'm black, I'm from the hood, grew up in foster care, because of the foster care experience has introduced me to diversity. So I grew up basically with whites, mostly whites, Mexican, just this diverse environment. So I'm shouting out to all, I mean, not all, but I'm shouting out to even people who I esteemed when I was in foster care, who were non-black, and now I see their responses, and I see how they their views, which is the beautiful thing of social media. So this is to them predominantly. You know, I feel like doing this video because I feel like it needed to be seen. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else before I let you guys go. It has been 15 minutes speaking here, and it's time for me to get ready. It's time for me to get ready. If I can go yesterday and my leg was hurting protesting, I'm tired now. I bet you can see it. I've also enjoyed some of my favorite recreational activities. But besides that, yeah, I am pretty tired. So I'm gonna get gas and do my thing. Thank you for watching my videos, to those who give a damn. And Black Lives Matter.